All right, so we are going to go over just some color mixing things today. So remember, this is a really good way as which I want to make sure that you guys can see this. All right, this is a really good way to make sure you are mixing and setting up your colors. So leave some space around. Now notice here, other than the blue and yellow, I have multiple colors of red. So this is my magenta, this is the neon, and this is the actual red. You might also have another yellow for the neon red. So don't glob on so much paint because you're just going to end up wasting it and then you're going to run out of place to mix, okay? So I want you guys to keep this paint tray from day to day. So the first thing that I want to talk about is how to make brown. So I'm going to actually mix on this plate so you guys can see that a little bit better. So I'm going to kind of go like this. Now, when you are mixing brown, okay, so as part of this, your requirements for your project, brown is not on here. However, where it says you may use additional colors than this, but these 5 color schemes might be in there. Brown is not going to be part of any of these color schemes. Same with black, except for the black and white value, okay? Because brown and black and white, they're kind of their own colors. They're neutral colors. So these are going to be kind of off on their own. So what that means is that brown might be an added area. So if you have all of these 5 included into your painting, brown can certainly be in there. It just can't count as any of these, okay? So if you are making brown, you are simply going to mix all of the colors together. So what I would start, it's very, very important to just mix a little bit at a time. So I'm going to start with a little bit of yellow. And then I'm going to come in with a little bit of red, trying to keep that paint as clean as I can. So as I mix through with this, I'm looking to make an orange right now. So I'm going to make that a little bit more yellow. So if I want to make brown with an orange, I am going to use that color's complement color. Orange's complement color is blue. So let's go ahead and it's a good idea to wipe off your paper towel in between times, or wipe off your paintbrush with your paper towel. Then I'm going to do a tiny bit of blue. When you're using blue, should be a tiny bit. I probably got too much there. So now you can come in and see that it's already kind of getting to be a little bit more brown. Now it still looks a little too orange for what I want, so I'm going to add a smidge more blue. Okay, now let's go ahead and test this out on the piece of paper. So I'm just going to test this out here. That's actually created a pretty nice brown. Okay. Now, there's a lot of different kinds of browns that you can have. You know, there's browns that are tinted more red. So that might look like you might add more red to it. Okay. So when you're making brown, I would suggest using the true red, not the magenta red. And really your colors you're really going to use a lot of are the yellow and red, and usually just a tiny bit of blue. Okay. So try to stay away from using black because you're going to get a pretty gross color. Okay, now you can also use that white. Let's say you want more of like a tan brown. You can also use that to kind of help make a lighter color of brown. And another thing you can do is just add more yellow if you want it to be more tan, things like that. So there's tons of different things you can do here as far as those browns go. Okay, so just if you are looking for brown, those are going to be the best ways to do that. Okay. So now let's get to our actual painting. Now, when it comes to this, there's a couple of things that I want you guys to keep in mind, okay? Remember, the color wheel portion does not have to be in a circle. It can be in a row, okay? So let's say I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go over creating something that is monochromatic. So the thing that is going to be monochromatic is my squirrel. And let's say I don't necessarily want my squirrel to be brown. I want him to be I want it to be like a blue-green, okay? So I'm going to start with my blue, yellow, and I got way too much blue to start, so I'm going to come over here. There we go. So now this color here is kind of the color that I want for that blue-green here, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. Now one thing, and I'm going to switch brushes because this one's a little too big. One thing I want you guys to be thinking about, as you are doing this, you shouldn't just be painting in things solid. Make things look a little bit more realistic, okay? So as I go in to do this, it's okay to mix colors together. If I want this to be monochromatic, let's go ahead and do that. So then I'm gonna come in, and these black details here, I'll come back in later and re-emphasize. So I'm just gonna, if I just colored it this one solid color, it's not gonna be interesting. So that's where mixing in white can really be helpful, or even a little bit of black. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of white and continue to mix and kind of blend together. Now I can use both of these colors to kind of get a nice painterly effect as things are blending together. Now when I come in here for the ears, I might want a really light color here to tell a difference between the two parts. And then maybe I come around with that darker blue-green. Now remember, as you go to do this, make sure you are covering and you are painting in the same direction, guys. I can't stress that enough. So I'm just kind of coming down here to quickly show you how this could get a little bit lighter. I still need to work on up here. Got a little too dark too fast. But just using tints, tones, and shades is actually going to make your project a little bit more interesting. All right, so you kind of get the idea of that, okay? So really be mixing colors together. I'm just gonna paint here for a little bit and you guys can kind of check out the progress. All right, so I'm not even done with my painting yet, but I've already used monochromatic. I've used my black and white value scale. Here's my color wheel. This is my analogous red-orange to red-violet to violet. And even look in here where I use my color wheel, that adding a little bit of white in there to mix it adds a lot. Over here is my complement colors. Now the rest of this, I can either repeat some of those color schemes or do my own thing. So you guys will check that out later. Maybe I'll finish it. Let's see if I'll have time. But when you are done for the day, what I would like you to do, and guys, please get a sloppy copy, unlike me. I was a horrible example. When you're ready to go, over by the sink, there is the saran wrap. This is super easy to use. All you do is you pull and place over top of this part here. Then this slider deal here, all you do is you run it across and it cuts it. So just take it. Just got to make sure you get a big enough piece. And then tightly cover it. Now I need to have a bigger piece for that. But if you don't want it to touch the paint, tightly cover it, or even on the back side here, put a piece of tape and put that there, okay? This goes in your bin at the end of class. Just make sure to clean up all your stuff. Do a really good job so that we can move on to some fun stuff later on.